This video may give you the heebie-jeebies. Yes, I actually said that because in this video we are going to be talking about the latest terrifying technological advancements that we found out this week. We're going to be talking about deepfakes, DARPA, brain-machine interfaces, and of course all the dangerous circumstances that could come from this advancing technology. But before we do that, we want to thank Jeff Berwick, the Dollar Vigilante. He's one of our friends. He's helping us support our work this week. He is an individual who protests the government's monopoly on money and financial policies such as fractional reserve banking, and he does that through cryptocurrencies, which he actually has a new newsletter about. Jason, do you want to tell us more about this?
Yeah, so just so people know, right now, Bitcoin's steady at about $8,000. I know it was over $8,000 earlier today. However, some of the smaller altcoins did take a slight hit. And again, we've been talking about this. If you are getting into the crypto market, some people do so not just to hedge their bets against the dollar, but to earn revenue. And I think Berwick does a really good job at telling you which altcoins are going to be more successful in the long run and when to invest and divest in Bitcoin. So if you're interested in that stuff, if you're new to the game, or if you're looking for a different perspective, please go check out this newsletter. We're going to have the link in the description below.
Yeah. Now, this story that we're going to be talking about is very, very important. Now, before we get into the sophisticated manipulation of deep fakes, brain-machine interfaces, people are already being fooled and manipulated with simple editing tricks, as we are seeing a video of Nancy Pelosi, which was clearly edited. There was a number of videos. It was very easy to fact-check this, but not according to the mainstream media, that has this title saying, quote, Facebook refuses to delete fake Pelosi video spread by Trump supporters. This video was, again, very clearly a fake, slowed down, and it allegedly showed Nancy Pelosi drunk and unwell. Meanwhile, there was other videos in normal speed that showed her talking normally. The Hill has an article. CNN's Anderson Cooper grills Facebook executive over fake Pelosi video. And of course, the mainstream media is standing on top of this proverbial mountaintop and screaming, decrying this crime. And in reality, it's just a whole bunch of hooey. But of course, CNN is complaining about other videos online. It's the internet. People edit videos. But of course, CNN is running to the defense of Nancy Pelosi. Doesn't surprise me here. Going after Facebook, calling for more censorship. But again, Jason, as we were talking about this, some people actually fell for this. Let's be honest here. And this was a very simple technique. This other article that we have here by Motherboard and their tech section here, holy cow, this is far more sophisticated than just slowing down a video. With this article that talks about and its headline here, quote, it's getting way too easy to create fake videos off people's faces. Samsung researchers developed an algorithm that only needs one source image to create fake videos. And the examples that they show here, they're pretty stunning, to say the least, Jason.
Yeah, they've got a long way to go, but you know, in the background, I'm going to show some of these videos because it's pretty crazy. You look at this and they're taking either portraits or images that were never, ever real. So they're taking paintings of the Mona Lisa and they're turning that into video. And as you can see, it's not that sophisticated, but hey, it's 2019. By 2025, they're going to be dancing around in commercials. For instance, this is Salvador Dali behind me, the famous artist. Everybody's seen The Melting Clocks and a lot of his other work. When you look at that, and if this was just a GIF, a couple of these would pass, you know, and they do this with Albert Einstein and others. And as you were talking about, Luke, the fact that before the thing was even checked, a video of Nancy Pelosi that was clearly, you take it into an editor, you right click it or just go to edit speed, you type in 75% of 100 and you render. That's it. They didn't do anything else. They didn't cut frames out. They didn't have to do anything. And people spread that around. That is frightening. It's more frightening that we know that deep fakes are a huge reality right now, Luke. Right now, like today. And now we have to contend with maybe just deep fakes made from pictures. Forget about video sources. And one picture at that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's only going to get more sophisticated and more complicated as already with some of these images. It's hard to tell fiction from reality, and it's only going to get worse. And of course, if you don't think intelligence agencies already have this capability, if you don't think this is weaponized, you're fooling yourself. A lot of the military technological advancements are far superior than our understanding because, again, they keep it secret for military purposes. That's exactly what DARPA does. DARPA again, is one of the larger institutions out there that are responsible for some of the biggest technological advancements in our life right now. And they're working on some pretty crazy stuff. I got this article here, 15 astonishing technologies that DARPA is working on right now. I mean, we're talking about bullets that could change direction in flight, high energy lasers, flying trucks, robotic pack animals. Those are the ones that are absolutely terrifying. Self-calculating gun scopes, a system that provides almost imminent close air support, material that allows soldiers to climb up walls, technology that eliminates language differences, a drone that could stay airborne for years, a system that gives soldiers enhanced optical awareness, a stratospheric airship, Navy supply payloads hidden at the bottom of the ocean, helicopters that can function like planes, satellites that can provide on-demand imaging, a precise lightweight laser weapon. Holy cow. And these are just some of them. Of course, this is all financed by, of course, the individual. And all of this is to maim, hurt, have an advancement in warfare. This is what our resources, this is what our taxes, this is what our collective forces are going into. They're not only astonishing, but they're extremely, extremely dangerous. And it's not only actual combat fields that they're developing these latest technological advancements, but also particularly the bigger psychological warfare that's happening in our mind with actual brain-machine interfaces. Jason, you could. This is the main reason I said heebie-jeebies in the beginning of this video. How can you not feel heebie-jeebies when you're looking at DARPA, this larger institution, working on neurotechnology, and they talk about the benefits of it. If you don't think this is going to be used in a militarized way, you're fooling yourself, especially with the history that DARPA has. What do you think, Jason?
Oh, it's obvious. You know, I've been following this stuff for years. And before we go into some of the military stuff and actually show you people from DARPA talking in a video I did almost 2 years ago about this very thing, basically controlling brain waves, making telepathy a reality and beyond without any implementation. In other words, implants, physical implants. Now, Elon Musk, I do want to say, has talked about this at length. He keeps telling us that we are going to get, where is it? Tell me I don't have that up. Man, we'll get there. But Elon Musk has talked about Neuralink. Okay, maybe I X'd out. But Neuralink is another one of these programs. Now, if you go to this, it's like almost nobody follows DARPA or actually reads their stuff. Look, guys, they already have neural control of prosthetic limbs. Okay, robot limbs that are controlled by implants in the mind. Reality. Okay? The restoration of the sense of touch. So in other words, they physically can't feel anything. They put implants into the brain, and then neurologically, once again, they can feel. That is a reality. Check this out. So they've also done studies on psychosis and other mental illnesses and used devices to also bring people's mental health and stability back from depression and the improvement of memory formation and recall. These are all realities, okay? So they already have brain chips for all this stuff. Now, I'm going to play this clip right here of one of the DARPA members talking about basically this program 2 years ago.
Imagine a world where you could just use your thoughts to control your environment. Think about controlling different aspects of your home just using your brain signals, or maybe communicating with your friends and your family just using neural activity from your brain. At DARPA, we're trying to build what are called neurotechnologies that enable all of this to happen.
But what if we could solve all of these problems?
And let me stop that because these are two different individuals. Right there, you heard him, right, Luke? He clearly said that you're going to be interacting with things in your home through your mind and talking to your friends and family through your mind. And remember, We already had the implants that were able to do this. And if you doubt me, right here, this guy's going to show you what those implants look like. He's going to show you the evolution of a cell phone, and then he's going to talk about what are cortical implants. And he described them, Luke, as 2 nickels. I got a nickel in my hand right here. 2 nickels stacked together that could go into the bottom of your cortex. But hey, don't take Jason Burmis, the conspiracy theorist, word for it. Why don't you ask these members of DARPA?
And don't forget, it's all for your health,
big,
it's all for your
expensive parts.
convenience. It's all done to help you.
Yeah.
Large displays, thumb pads, with a cortical modem. And use the frame buffer that you already carry around in the back of your head. And so now we're not talking about just restoring loss function. We're talking about tapping into sensoria that you already have and enhancing it, writing to it. They're really tiny things. They're things that we should be, with the state-of-the-art packaging technology, able to embed in tiny little devices about the size of a couple nickels back to back. Beyond talking and hearing, as you would with an advanced phone that you don't actually have to pull out of your pocket to hear anymore, we could also do things like relay imagery.
And, you know, that imagery that they were relaying, if you go deeper, by the way, DARPA also has a YouTube page, Luke. They're talking about how it's already available, and it's almost like a crude readout display, like an old alarm clock. So like a small LCD fashion with some information. That's 2 years ago publicly what they were telling us. We have no idea where it is today.
And Jason, this is absolutely terrifying, because if you look at the effects that social media technology has had on society, there are largely extremely detrimental, dangerous effects to society, not only with the conflicts politically, but with depression, anxiety, stress. All of those have gone up dramatically. Mainly people are correlating that with the rise of social media, of cell phones, of technology, which people can't get away from. Imagine how, and again, before we start imagining, this problem is again unrestricted, unabated. The government is effectively lobbied by one of the biggest lobbyists out there, the technological firms out there, to not do anything about it, and they allow it to happen. And there's probably not going to be anything to stop this digression of our society. Imagine what will happen now if these little devices that are already causing havoc in our society are embedded in our freaking heads. Like you would say this a few years ago, and people are like, "You're crazy, you're insane, you're a little conspiracy theorist. Oh, you're gonna talk about gay frogs or whatever." I'm like, hey, this is more of a reality. People need to realize this. This is more of a reality, and when it's used by a technological firm that is mainly working on weapons, we have to understand that this is going to be used as a weapon, not in the best interest of all the individuals, but in the interest of the few individuals that control the larger aspects of our society. This is why when we go to wars based on lies. They need to lie to you. Well, soon, all they're going to have to do is boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, program all of you in your brain microchip to be like, yeah, war's good. And fighting off there, becoming little robots for the pure benefit of the few individuals who control everything and look down on us and laugh at us. I think that's a real Orwellian, even further beyond an Orwellian possibility, Jason. Or do you think I'm just being hyperbolic here? What do you think?
Well, unfortunately, I think that you're kind of downplaying it. The thing is that these technologies we're talking about don't even need a chip in your brain. They don't need a physical device. So when you look at something like TERRlFYlNG that Musk is working on, this brain-computer interface, it's wearable. When DARPA talks about these 6 other companies coming in, and again, you go into here, these 6 different paths and who's in on it. Oh, look, Johns Hopkins University, Carnegie Mellon University team. You know, all these places that have incredible funding from globalist foundations. You know, the Carnegie Institute is huge, and it's one of the very first. And remember, we're not talking about devices inside. So let's say a lot of people start wearing these devices and it becomes fashionable. How easy is it to be able to brainwash you through post-hypnotic suggestions that you're not even aware of? We're already bombarded by propaganda, both visually and audio, all the time. All the time. This is going to bring it to the next level of actual brainwave interference, Luke.
Yeah, and it's absolutely terrifying. I mean, one of the videos we did about this was about the terrifying government program that just started in New York City and DC and Tampa that's literally scanning you as you're about to board on airplanes now that they're trying to push on everyone. The resistance here needs to wake up and understand what's happening because, again, when we're talking about these technological advancements, they move so fast, they move so rapidly that they're going to be all encompassing every aspect of our life if they're not already. And it's only going to get worse from here unless we truly, truly wake up and start giving a damn and start caring. And I just kind of wanted to leave it to the audience and hear from you guys. How bad do you think it could potentially get? Because looking at all these latest technological advancements, I don't believe it could get any more worse than having that much power concentrated in so few hands of individuals who are a big controlling aspect of our society. I believe there's a lot to be afraid of. I believe there's a lot to be critical of. And I believe we really, really should be paying attention to everything that's going on in this particular field, especially with DARPA, because that technology could be used against you at any moment in time. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And other than that, I have nothing else to say. Jason, do you want to close it off here?
Folks, we are doing 4 videos a day, except for on Saturdays when we do 2 videos a day and an email. Make sure that you are both subscribed to We Are Change and News for a Change. Thumbs this video up, share it on social media. But most importantly, guys, get out there and be the change you want to see in the world.